Welcome to Tuesday Forum. This opportunity of saying Happy New Year to all the viewers. I'd like to thank you for the support you gave us in 2009 and the comments that you kept on sending to us. Constructive and encouraging. They're much appreciated. On our first show for the year, we have a recorded show. We're recording this show the day after a number of young Rwandans were recognized by the Imbuto Foundation under their now becoming a very important CYRWA Awards. These awards, you're going to hear about them in a minute, and I don't want to take the thunder out of my guest speaker, but this award event last night was emotional, interesting, and really eye-opening. And so tonight, on the show, I'm going to introduce young people who receive these awards, and they're going to tell us in their own words what they do and how they think they have got to this level to be recognized. They're accompanied onto the show by the Director General of the Imbuto Foundation, Rugamba. You're most welcome to Tuesday Forum.
Thank you.
I'd like to begin by asking you, because you get conflicting answers when someone asks, what does Imbuto Foundation do? Do you distribute seeds? Do people come to you for agricultural things? Or are you an organization that is supporting the growth of talent and opportunity? So what does Imbuto do?
Imbuto actually is a non-governmental organization who aim to empower young people, want to work with the national priorities to build an empowered nation. So
okay. Now these awards that happened last night, to give us a background, why did you come up with having an awards thing for young people?
As our chairperson, Mrs. Janet Kagame, said yesterday, at Imbuto Foundation, we wanted really to recognize young achievement. And we found that in our culture, we do not recognize the achievement of people, and mostly of young people. And for us to empower youth, we need really to recognize some of them, to be the example of for the others. So we start in 2007, and we said, why don't we start to nominate young people? And everybody was saying, under 35 years, it's not possible. You can't achieve. But we said, yes, there's some young people who are the achievers. So we start this process, and we had very good nomination, very good nominees. So.
Okay, so let's talk about the process before I introduce all the winners. Let's talk about the process. So how do you find these people? Who tells you about them? And how do you verify that my story is a true story?
Yeah. We have a nomination form. We use media, newspaper, we use Twitter, and
which is
all these young media. And and we invite everybody here in Rwanda, but also abroad. We send the nomination form to the embassy, and we ask people to nominate Rwandan people. And so we put some criteria. They have to be the achievers in personal life, but also professional, and they have to be exemplary. So people has to show how these people are achievers. So we receive all that nomination form, and we have a selection committee composed by board members, and so we go through all the nomination, and so we verify. And when we do not know everybody, so we have to go and verify who is these people is doing. Is it true? So we verify.
Okay. Viewers, I'm going to do something different this show. Instead of asking many questions or frequent questions, I want to sit back and let you all listen to the young people who have been recognized. And in their own words, they tell us what they do and also why they think they got recognized. So we're going to start and they're going to say their names and we take it from there.
So I'm Jean-Pierre Muranga. I'm working for an organization that is called Agazo Shalom Youth Village. It's an organization that helps orphans, and we have a big village. So my past 15 years I was working with...
Where is the village?
The village is in the Eastern Province in the Rugamba district.
Okay.
It is just 2 years that I'm there, but from 15 years ago I was working with orphans just for my commitment.
Okay. How did you get nominated for the awards?
I think it is my achievement because I was among people who believe that a survivor can become a leader. And from 1994, I felt really responsible with what happened because I saw myself the atrocity that the Rwandan had, and especially for the kid, how they were really murdered, and all the pictures stayed in my mind, and I felt really responsible. And every time when I saw an orphan of genocide, I really felt that I have to do something for him to prepare for his future. So I was also young, I was 20 at that time, so I did many things, and I remember that when I go back to my past, I can quote some many children that I helped to gain the life, to go to school, to restore the hope in them, and so that was people appreciated and nominated me, so I got the award.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Paulin Basinga, but mostly known as Louv. Louv is from Louveto, so I'm Tilou. I'm a medical doctor, and I hold a PhD in public health, and I'm a lecturer at the National University of Rwanda School of Public Health, where I hold a position as the Deputy Director in charge of research and consultancies and at the National University of Rwanda School of Public Health. So the question was why I've been awarded. I'm really grateful to receive this award with humility and a lot of responsibility. I think this is based on what I've been able to achieve in the past 10 to 15 years. As I was saying yesterday, I came to Rwanda in 1994 without, I lost my parents in Congo. I just came to Rwanda because there were no alternative after finishing my secondary school in Congo. Then I came to Rwanda. I went to Butare and get myself registered and struggled there. I created a drama troupe which was called Flambeau de l'Espoir with a lot of friends who are probably watching now. Then that drama troupe helped me to pay my studies and live there. Then I went to the medical school and I graduated among the, I finished among the best, and I was recruited as assistant lecturer at the university. And after finishing my medical school, I published my dissertation, which was, I created a formula to calculate the threshold for treatment of tuberculosis, and that paper back in 2002 was published in #1 journal in the world in medical decision making. And that paper has been cited a lot and helped me even to get a position as a visiting lecturer at the Tropical Institute in Belgium, where I teach a class since 4 years now. Then after that, I went to, I was really grateful from the government of Rwanda to get a scholarship to go from School of Public Health with other colleagues to do a master's and then PhD at Tulane University in the US. And for my PhD dissertation, again, it's not like I'm special, but I was there at the right time, and and I did an impact evaluation of an amazing program implemented by the Ministry of Health, which is called performance-based financing. Then that paper is being published now, but the report is out and we've disseminated the result. And that paper was used by the World Bank and other agencies to generate a lot of money to implement this program in other countries. And now I'm traveling a lot to present the result of this study in South Africa, Mali, Benin, Togo, Senegal, where they are starting that program. And even tomorrow I have a flight to South Africa where I'm going to give the same lecture to teach how the other countries how to do impact evaluation in large programs. And apart from that, in the research, I'm really grateful to all my colleagues. This is not one person things. It's a collaborative research, and I'm here, like being their voice at the School of Public Health. They do a lot, and Ministry of Health who implement all this, and I'm really grateful to be here to explain that. So apart from that, I'm used to play theater. So I do drama. I wrote some pieces of drama, and I use drama a lot to sensitize youth in reproductive health issues. I've also tried to link the drama and my work in public health, where I published a paper also in the impact of forum theater in behavior change in the youth. Then I'm really grateful to Imbuto Foundation. They invite me to give talk, and also National University of Rwanda through what we call Lux. So when we go to Ingando to teach youth, and I receive great feedback, and many youth saying that they are really motivated, and they some even say that they try to be like me. So I'm really grateful. Okay. So apart from that, I'm teaching at the School of Public Health now. I'm teaching at the School of Medicine too. And I'm trying to help Rwandans to do research. I think this is an example that coming from nowhere, from nothing, you can achieve in this country, because we have a country, we have opportunities, we have government institutions which function, which we don't have in many countries. I think this is a big opportunity. I think in many countries we talk about piston. I don't know if you know that, but piston is meaning that you have someone who is pushing you to be some. So I want to tell all orphans or people who don't have anyone that it's possible. If you do your work, you'll apply 10 places, but perhaps 2 places they will recognize your achievement and they will take you. So I think this is why I've been recognized, but I would like to really thank all people from my school who were sending emails and asking me, your papers, you travel a lot, what are you doing? They just, I think it's all that. And now,
I wanted to skip back to Radegonde before we bring in Laris. Viewers were talking about award. I wanted Deja to show you the award that was given yesterday. Why is it shaped like that? Is there any reason, or you felt that the glass is a good symbol?
For us, when the first time we discussed on which kind of award we wanted, and we wanted something like I for Imbuto, but this time it's not. It's like E, and so yeah, it's an I, because we want all these achievers are the seeds that we want to put in the country. So it's I for Imbuto.
Okay, thank you. My name is Larissa Kaze, and I am currently working at the Boeing Company as a senior corporate auditor. I went to school in Michigan at Michigan Technological University and received my Bachelor of Science in Mathematics with honors. Why was I nominated? So I left Rwanda in 1999 after graduating high school. I went to high school in Rugunga in Kigali, and had very little word of English, really no knowledge of English. So I had to overcome that, joined college right after that, and was able to graduate with honor, and was solicited by many reputable companies, including Boeing, which is the company that I'm working for now, before I actually graduated. Since I've been at Boeing, I've been a high-performing employee, and right now the program that I'm doing is for high-potential employees, where It's a 2 years rotation. Every 3 months we have a new project, and what it is it exposes us to different functions within the company as we're doing the audit, so that it prepares you when you go into management to have a big picture of what the company does. But the way I also look at it is that it broadens my horizons, knowing what they do in engineering, knowing what they do in human resources, in finance, ethics, etc. So definitely a great position to be in. What I've also been doing is I moved to Seattle. I didn't know anybody there. But found out that there were other Africans like me that went to school in the U.S. and were working for other reputable companies. And as we were hanging out, socializing together, we will talk a lot about how Africa is portrayed in America. Every time we watch TV, the image that we would have of Africa will usually be of children that are starving, children that have insects around them, mothers that are in pain. It will really be a lot of negativity, a lot of poverty that will be shown. And for us being in the corporate America and seeing that we felt so far from what was happening, we decided to create something that could help especially the children that would be in need, because we were all given an opportunity, very, very lucky to be given that opportunity, so we felt that we needed to give back to where we came from and share that opportunity with other children. And so that's how Little Drops Orphanage Fund started. Right now, we are helping orphanages in 6 countries in Africa: Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Nigeria, and Cameroon. Right now, I'm the Rwanda country manager for the Little Drops Orphanage Funds. We're helping 3 orphanages. 2 of them are for disabled children. So one is Home de la Vierge des Pauvres in Butare, Jamawandi Mngana in Karuruma in Gasabo, and then we also have a Gakonia orphanage in Mutara. We have provided contributions, monetary, but this year, as I was visiting those orphanages, I was also evaluating what are the needs of those kids. One thing that we want to emphasize is education and the importance of education. So what we've been doing is have writing contests, and but we haven't started that in Rwanda. However, this year we're going to be doing that. Writing context and also dialogues. We want to have the kids in the orphanages in Rwanda have friends in the United States. So we're putting them in contact with other primary and high schools so that they can talk and exchange ideas. Right now, we are also going to expand our contributions in Rwanda. We're looking at 2 orphanages that we can put into our portfolio. And I think that's one of the reasons that I was nominated as well. But I would also like to thank the Imbuto Foundation for this wonderful, innovative idea. All I hope to do is to motivate even one person to try to make a difference, to try to reach out to those that are in need, because they are also part of our nation and they are also part of the development of our country. I think that this is a great initiative from Imbuto Foundation, and I do think that it will make a difference for the youth, the Rwandan youth.
Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
Move on to Sudeyu.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is David Mwambari, and currently I work as a teaching assistant at Syracuse University, that's upstate New York, and my job is to do with basically assisting a professor and training. I'm a part of a team that is called Future Faculty, which means hopefully you're going to earn a PhD and be a teacher. I'm working on my second master's in Pan-African Studies and my bachelor's and first degrees in international relations. First of all, let me thank Imbuto Foundation for this rather novel idea, truly that will change something in our culture, and that we look at Rwanda of today and Rwanda of tomorrow, Rwanda rw'ejo n'urw'ejo bundi. Because I think that we now been invited sort of around the fire so we can discuss with the elders, and that recognition is very powerful. And so I'm humbly appreciative of this honor. I think part of the reason I was nominated for this, a big surprise I did not know about, is because of some work we did with the youth in Kenya when I was a student there before I went to the US. Like my colleagues, I also left Rwanda after the genocide in 1994, and I realized that we were very happy, very lucky to escape with my family. And so I endeavored to do business first so that I could put myself to school. Because like many Rwandans, if you lost people and you lost the economic power and you lost a lot of things. So when I was in Kenya, in a harsh environment, I was forced to think creatively of different businesses that could put me to school, high school, and later on university. And I tried many businesses, failed at many, and succeeded at a few. And one of those trade that I found my foot in is in tourism. And so I found there was a way I could sort of try to do tourism and bring people to Rwanda, around East Africa, South Africa, but also go to school, especially to learn English, because that was one of the languages I had to use as a tool, and I was very terrible at. And so sleepless nights were spent trying to memorize a few vocabularies here and there. And as it were, God has really given me his favor to manage to study and do business in Nairobi, Kenya, a very harsh environment where many people are always at work. And so that allowed me to not only go into school, but also to go to school with a mission sort of to help other students who are sort of lost or confused. And so a few years ago, we started an organization that will put together Rwandan youth, first to promote culture so we don't forget where we come from. Second, because Kenya is very near Rwanda, we got so many youth that some of them will come and get distracted from their mission. So we wanted to help them, encourage them, go to school, find school, which school to go to, where do you go for a job, and do those kinds of workshops. And I did that with a team of very brilliant young people who's, with this word, I really share it with. And then because of, again, the nature of tourism, I started getting exposure in Europe and America and started really falling in love with the idea of reading and entertaining and engaging with ideas, different ideas in society, and found that, like my colleague said again, you find that everywhere you go, poverty looks at you, it's like it's a name tag. It doesn't matter where you are, just because you wear black color. And so it upset me because I was coming to Rwanda with tourists, and I said, well, there needs to be something that I can invest in. So given my passion of studies and post-conflict studies to look at young people, I realized to end poverty, as the president said last night, it's not written on us, investing in education will be my lifetime, a commitment. Hence why we create Sanejo, which is an organization that looks at empowering teachers, teach them English, teach the kids English, and most importantly, build infrastructure. Even if it takes 10 years to finish a school, finish it and finish it well, because the kids do need a cover. So I think that's why I was nominated. I work in teams always, so I really want to acknowledge my team members and thank Imbuto Foundation again for this honor. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Berthe Kaitesi. I am a PhD student at Ottawa U. I am doing my PhD in education. Well, I don't know really where to start, but I think every survivor's life is a miracle and is a gift. So after escaping the genocide, I taking care to see around me what was going on. I found my siblings and I in an orphanage after the death of our parents. And the first thing which came in my mind is, will we really pass all our life in this orphanage? I didn't, the first months after genocide, I didn't accept that idea that we will stay in the orphanage the whole life. But our we were in the emptiness of life at that time. The only thing which I had at that time, it is just my mind. Even if traumatized, I still doing a good work at school. And I was thinking I have really to work hard at the school and try to show my siblings and the other orphans in the orphanage where we were in Nyundo that we can. But at the same time, while looking around me, I saw also all orphans don't have that capacity, and I understood very well. And at that time, I had a dream to be and to do what I believe in. And I tried to study well, and not only to study, I was also responsible for my siblings. When in North, they were how changes, I don't know how to say it in English. I became afraid that we will die again, and on that time I did my first adventure. I decided to leave the orphanage with my siblings and to come in Kigali. Just like that, we had a chance to meet a family which helped us, but it's not easy. After that, we became a children household, but we were in around us we have normal families. After when I get in a Kimirongo and meet other many children household, I became more aware of the consequences of genocide. But I keep in mind to go forward my studies and try to be the ambassador of those orphans, because also others, the look of others is not always positive. By doing what I was doing, I was thinking I have to change the image people have to us. I got a scholarship to go to Canada, and I did a research while doing my master's degree about resiliency for children household in Rwanda. It was a kind of autoethnography, if I can say that. After that master's degree, I write a book, because just our research sometimes it is for other researchers, not for the whole public. And last year I published my autobiography, which include other short stories of my neighbors in Kimirongo. Demain ma vie, enfant chef de famille de Rwanda d'après, it is in French. But in Canada, I do also many conferences about genocide, about what happened in '94, because of we are facing deniers, and a way to, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, we have to inform and to sensibilize. Yeah, sensitize. Yeah, people from North America, and then when they will hear other things, they will already know. So that is I think it is for that people nominate. Yeah. Thank you for input condition again. Yeah.
I'm called Edward Uwaiwa Morichi. I'm a Rwandan poet, filmmaker. I'm working with Urunana Soap Opera as an actor. My character is Tadeyo. They called me Tadeyo or Chideyo. So the reason why people nominated me, it's because what God has done in me. So during the genocide, I was in the hospital, CYRWA hospital, and I watched the old Hutu killing Tutsi. So as a young Hutu, I get trauma. I was asking my mommy why these old people are killing others. Then my mommy says they are killing them because they are Tutsi. So you don't have to say anything. If you say something, they will kill us. So it was massacres. It was a big bad image to my face. So after the genocide in the hospital, I went back to school, and then I miss all Tutsis, all young Tutsis from school. So I start to write. I write a poem called Iyobadatsemga Twadutwenga. Then many people in my village was appreciating this poem. So I went to high school near of where I saw these massacres in CYRWA. Then when I met survivors from school, I start to feel bad because I know my group, ethnic, my people has killed their people. So I start to feel like to have someone who has a shame. So in my whole time I spent in high school, I was thinking, how can I delete this shame? What can I do to change this history of the country? I didn't believe I can support, I can do something to build this country, because I didn't have a big family, I didn't have a good studies, and I feel like maybe I can use this poetry God has put in me, then I will say what kind of image I want to see in the future. So after my studies in village, I came to Kigali. Then I started to write poems. I did like 7 competition. Then I won. Then I present my poetry in the stadium during the commemoration time, Liberation Days, Heroes Day. So in 2006, I get a chance to meet someone from New York. This guy is a filmmaker. His name is Isaac Changa. He asked me if I can help him to write a story about what happened in Rwanda. So we write a story called Munyurangabo. Then he take this movie to Cannes Festival, and they invite me to present Rwanda in Cannes Festival. So when I went there, the journalists come and ask me if I'm a Tutsi, and I say no, I'm not Tutsi. And they ask me if I'm a Hutu, then I say yeah, I was a Hutu during the genocide, but now I'm Rwandese because we are not using Hutu and Tutsi. And then he says, so are you a killer? I have seen Hutu killing Tutsi in your movie, so it means that you are a killer. So this question has helped me to think a lot. Am I a killer? So when I was coming back to Rwanda, in my friend, I started to write a book called Their Sin is My Shame. I still writing. I still giving a good message, and So when I arrive here, I write a story called Wrong Court, and I send this story to New York for competition. And my story was the first one from the story from Africa. So I went there to receive the award. They gave me some money to make this movie. I came back, I made it. People helped me to make it. And then I screened it at Amor Stadium during the 15th commemoration. Many people was appreciating, they like the story, they like the movie. So I was so happy to know that people like my movie. So this movie helped me to meet many Rwandese and give them my own testimony. Then it's open. Some young Hutu who they have their father in prison to come up and say their stories. I had the opportunity to go to talk to prisoners in their prison. I went to 4 prisons in different time, so I get a chance to talk to them, to tell them how I'm feeling, what we are thinking as young. So I think it's the reason why people decide to nominate me.
Great story.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Viewers, our last nominee will be speaking in Kinyarwanda.
Nitwa Dungire Peregere, nkaba naravukiye mu kagari ka Misave, umurenge wa Remera, akarere ka Musanze, intara y'Amajyaruguru, nkaba ndi umunyarwanda. Impamvu nahawe igikombe Imbuto Foundation nuko nihangiye umwuga, ndawukunda, maze kubona ko ari mwiza, nza kuwusangiza urundi rubyiruko rugera kuri 25, indongozi zavuye muri abo zigera kuri 18 nazihaye akazi, ku buryo kugeza ubu zihemba ku buryo bushimishije. Uwa mbere nkaba muhemba amafaranga agera ku 120, uwa make nkamuhemba ibihumbi 30. Icyo nashishikariza urundi rubyiruko nuko umwuga wose wari wose bawukunda, umwanya munini bakawuha uwo mwuga batekereje kwiga, noneho ukazabeshaho ejo hazaza. Murakoze.
Thank you very much. Viewers, these are wonderful, wonderful stories, and I'd like to thank all of them for what they said, and go back to Radagonde for one quick comment. Unfortunately, our time is up, but where does the award go from here? How do you look after these people, monitor them? Do you have a mechanism for it?
Yeah, just to say that this is not a one-day event. We hope that these young people will be example for many others, and we encourage them to do a network and to have some achievement in together. So but we let them go, but because we know that sometimes it's not easy. They will not live in Rwanda, but we will see what they propose. We plant the seed, so.
Thank you very much. Viewers, on your behalf, I want to thank each and every one of you for sharing your story with us. I know that we just touched the tip of your story, but I think that tonight, through your story, you have inspired somebody, somewhere in this country. Good night, and let me hope that your week will be positive.